Honesty time, guys. I work at a cookware store. I know, big shock. I've been trying to sell you stuff this whole time. But as foodies and former chefs, we at Knifewear take our cookware super seriously. We only sell stuff that we ourselves would use in our own kitchens. And while we sell some pretty fancy stuff, we only carry things that we feel is worth what you're paying for them. Now, I'm a pretty strong skeptic of kitchen gadgets that only do one job, and I'm always on a crusade against kitchen clutter. So today, I'm gonna break down the top 5 essential pieces of cookware that you need for your kitchen. We're talking bare minimum here, only the essentials and a couple of extras, and stuff that's gonna last a lifetime, so you only have to buy it once. So first off, we need a good old chef's knife. Whoa, TV magic. All right, so we've got some basic chef's knives here. This guy's a Gyuto. This is a 210 millimeter Gyuto. They come in a couple of different sizes. This is gonna do pretty much everything you need a kitchen knife to do. After all, a big part of cooking is turning bigger food into smaller food so you can cram it in your face. Now, a quality chef's knife will take a really sharp edge, which is gonna be a lot safer and easier to use, but it's also gonna hold it for a long time. Now, personally at home, I like to use a 240 millimeter Gyuto. It's about 10 inches long. This guy's great for pretty much everything. But if you're not as comfortable with a bigger knife, you're gonna probably wanna get a 210, which is a little over 8 inches, or a 165 Sentoku, which is around 7 inches or so. Any of these are gonna be able to tackle 95% of the jobs in your kitchen that require a knife. Next, you need something to cut on. Yeah, you could cut on your countertop, but you also don't technically have to wear shoes. Just get a good cutting board. A good wooden cutting board, especially an end grain cutting board like this, is gonna do a few things, right? Gives you a surface to cut on, obviously. It's also gonna be better for your knife. Super hard boards like glass or granite, or even bamboo or side grain wood, they tend to be harder on your knives, so they're gonna dull it more quickly. I like these end grain boards from Larch for a few reasons. First of all, they last decades if you take care of them properly. Beyond that, they're also super sexy, so you can leave them on your countertop. Now remember, the name of the game here is to buy kitchenware that you're not gonna regret owning down the road. So I recommend grabbing a larger board so that you don't run out of space. You don't wanna have to replace it with a larger board down the road. You might as well just buy it right and buy it once. Okay, we've cut up all our food, time to cook it. A solid saute pan is the one tool I use just as much as my kitchen knives. You'll notice this guy isn't non-stick. 2 reasons. Metal utensils destroy non-stick pans, and they don't handle high heat situations well. Okay, carbon steel and cast iron both possess non-stick properties when used correctly. They last forever when you care for them, and they look badass sitting on top of your stove. A large pan can be used to stir fry, saute, sear steaks. You can even bake in them, roast vegetables, make a pie in it if you need to. They're super versatile. Now, carbon steel and cast iron do require seasoning, but they're quite easy to maintain with a little bit of practice. All right, so that covers dry foods, but what about the wet stuff? Grab yourself a basic pot. This guy does everything that a pan doesn't. Boiling taters, noodles, soups, wet stuff. These thin Yukihara pots, they look super pretty. They boil really quickly, which I love, and they're great if you're cooking for just like 1 or 2 people. Never forget to salt your pasta water. Now, if you're a fan of big batch cooking, you'll probably want to grab like a larger stock pot or maybe a Dutch oven. But I find these little pots really good for quick meals, just boiling some ramen, that kind of thing, making pasta for 2. So after that, you just need maybe 2 or 3 good utensils. I like something like a silicone spatula or a wooden spoon for pushing things around a pan when I'm sauteing or stir frying. I like some sort of a lifty tool, like a nice egg spade. The fish spatulas that we have are really, really great for that. And then I like something that I can kind of grab and flip and manipulate things with. Tongs are an obvious classic. I actually prefer these chef's tweezers. I find these chef's tweezers just work a little more like an extension of your hand, and they don't really have those like sharp edges that tongs do, and so I find them a little more gentle on the food. Down the road, you might add a couple gadgets as well, but I try to only get things that can be used for several different purposes. I really like a microplane grater kind of zester deal. I like this classic one because it's really good for cheese like this, for hard spices, for garlic if you want to mince garlic really easily. But you can flesh out your collection with things that you're going to use based on what you like to cook, how you like to cook, how often you cook. Okay, I think I'm going to pull this off. Oh, you want to pass the toss? So there you have it. No vacuum sealer, no banana peeler, no egg poacher, no, fancy one-use kitchen gadgets. Sure, you might find some of those things useful down the road, but start with the basics, start with essentials that you're gonna find yourself using every day, and you're gonna have a lot more fun in the kitchen using good quality gear. So what did I miss? Let me know below in the comments if you got any essential pieces of cookware that you think I need in the kitchen. If you're looking for some actual useful kitchen gadgets that you'll use every day, check out this next video.